Hello everyone, my name is Anitsu, and I'm back with the last episode of Road to Revival. So, the full set is pretty much known at this point, and it is definitely looking like a pretty interesting set, but I completely forgot that I missed the very first 4 cards, and even though I mentioned them briefly in a separate video, I didn't exactly talk about them the way I did here, so I'm just going to go over the 4 first cards that were revealed. First up, we have Demon Lord Dragon Batzz Rebuddy. During your turn, this card on the field can't be destroyed and it can't be rested, and its abilities can't be nullified by the opponent's card effects. So that's already pretty decent, having some really good forms of protection. On top of that, when this card attacks for the turn, it gets triple attack, and if your life is at 4 or less this turn, this card gets plus 10,000 power, plus 1 crit, and hexuple attack. And then this ability can only be used once per turn, and he's got penetrate. So he could potentially be hitting for a lot, really hard multiple times, and he's definitely looking to be a pretty powerful card, but given the context of how the game is shaping up and developing, I don't necessarily think he's that amazing, because usually after the 3rd or 4th attack, the rest of the attacks probably won't even land if the deck is anywhere near competitive. So while he is a really good card on his own, unfortunately in the context of the current state of the game, he's just not good enough. Next up, we have Jackknife Dragon. If you are equipped with an item with 6,000 power or greater, this card size is reduced by 2. Obviously, he's supposed to be played along with Gold Ritter and Grand Thesis. It's just to allow him to exist on the board while those items are equipped. And then he has a counteract ability, Blade Terminate of Bonds. So during your turn, you could pay 1 gauge. If you do, your life becomes 5, and you get to put up to 2 cards with Jack in their name with different names from your deck into your hand, and then you get to equip 1 Gold Ritter from your hand without paying its equip cost, and then you could only use this ability once per turn. Then he's got double attack and Soul Guard. So obviously the thing you're probably going to be doing here is searching Gold Ritter and Grand Thesis, then immediately equipping Gold Ritter, and then immediately going into Grand Thesis. So this basically is a very powerful card to bypass a lot of the restrictions placed on those 2 cards initially, to basically play them for 1 gauge. And given the full context of the set, that is looking to be really powerful because of Jackknife Trust, where you could essentially have both items equipped at the same time, and that just makes it even more insane. On top of which, this card, in combination with future card Buddy Fight, is now tutorable, and it's going to get plus 2 crit if you tutored out this card, and you could even use it to tutor out an impact. So it's just looking to be a snowballing card of insanity, and he's definitely looking to be really good. Next up, we have Deity Gargantua Dragon Rebi. So he can be used in all flags, and if he's your buddy, then you could use Drag Out monsters from all flags. So your usual Deity Gargantua stuff. And then he has a counteract ability. During your turn, call this card from the soul of a Drag God by paying its call cost, and then it has another counteract ability, DG Evo, or Deity G Evo. And what that is during each player's attack phase, you could call up to 1 monster with both Drag God and Deity Dragon Tribe from your hand or drop zone, and put it on top of this card without paying its call cost, and then you could only use this once per turn, and it's treated as G-Evo also, and then he's got a whole bunch of different keywords: move, double attack, soul guard, and counterattack. The whole idea is to just countercall, loop him, and have a whole bunch of attacks and a whole bunch of aggression, and then in the full context of everything that's going on, you basically can set up your drop zone with whatever you want, so you could even have a very powerful toolbox capability on top of his just natural ability to aggro out. He's definitely looking to be a very strong card. And then the last card today is going to be Vile Demonic Dragon Vanity Epoch Destroyer Rebi. So I'm just going to cut to the chase and say he's just a better Epoch. Like, he does almost the exact same things as Epoch, except it's just straight up better. He is just a better Epoch. So, but basically what he does is this card on the field can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, so basic protection. And then he has Dimension Door Impetus. When this card enters the field, choose up to one card on your opponent's field. The chosen card cannot remain on the field by card effects, and then you get to put that card into the drop zone, and then he's got double attack. Unfortunately, Grace still gets around this, so Grace is still a hard counter to this, but it does have a lot of interesting implementations with a couple of other cards, and it does hard counter a couple of other cards, so, well, that's something. But essentially, he's just a better Epoch. That's really all he's doing. And that's kind of it for everything that we know on the Revival Buddies side of Buddy Ragnarok. And there's supposedly going to be a couple more promos to trickle out eventually. So I'll obviously cover those when those get announced. And then I'll definitely be doing my set review, looking at the full set in context with one another, rather than the cards in context of when they're spoiled. Make sure to look out for that. And as always, tell me your thoughts about the set in the comments down below, and feel free to like and subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next video.